So, John, yes, try and say something, John, so we can hear that deep masculine voice. See if we can get that without the Cyberman distortion.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can hear you, but it's really quiet, so I'm just trying to get the right setting.
Wonderful. Well, we hear you.
Right now.
We hear you pretty loud and clear. Tell us
Nice.
what it's like with the furlough, and tell us about what it's like.
Windows. Well,
How people are behaving.
Hello? Wait, I can kind of hear you guys. It's cutting out though.
It's blackout in England. Something is going on.
It must be the transatlantic transfer. There must be too much traffic or something.
Yeah, they got all sorts of dodgy settings, and my motherboard sent over to Europe and specifically England. They have them all snafu'd or whatever, so they won't work. When speaking to people in America. I've got no idea. It might be a conspiracy. But that's been since the 1990s. I can't hear anything else. It's just ridiculous. So it's come through my speaker, my headset, which is absolutely useless. And if I unplug it, I don't get anything. So,
well, I'm hearing you pretty good. How about you, Brendan? Can you hear me?
Sounds like me talking to myself.
I can hear John now. This is like better than before.
I think that's because we had a lot of people on bandwidth. It might have been because there was a lot of people on bandwidth. So, Lena, Shane...
Oh, my speaker's not supported. Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. It's way installed with them, yeah, fine.
So this is one reason why...
Are you able to hear us, John?
Yeah.
Hello?
Right. Yeah.
Hello?
John, you can hear us, right?
There you go. You know how to play it.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he's having a hard time hearing us. And... there we are. So we almost did reenact the whole scene where we were,
Don't worry about me. I'll just carry on. No, I'll just keep on calling in until I get this thing sorted out, or I'll fall asleep.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And
Sleep first.
yes, and always welcome.
Device,
And
communications device.
and so some people are also asking about the. Okay. Yes, Lena says we sound good now. So yes, she was such a lady. It was her weight on the bandwidth, which is always welcome, of course. But love you, honey, and talking to her in Skype now, and definitely give her a triple X there. And what we're going to do now is probably I'm going to start monologuing any minute now. But before I do want you gentlemen to come up with a few thoughts. I mean, certainly there must be something that you can say, Brendan or John. If John can hear us, John, you're welcome to say anything you wish.
Let me check my note card.
Yeah.
What else I have?
Actually, am I saying that to John? I'm scared that I might regret what I just said.
Yeah, I'm actually excited that I found that mugwort, because if it turns out to be true, I'm going to harvest definitely a decent amount. You can even apparently you could smoke it too, but not too much, but a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So that's something to note too. But I think smudging is probably the best choice to remove demons from your house and stuff.
Cool.
Because it's actually supposedly pretty strong.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever heard of mugwort before.
Douglas. Not to the depth with which you've spoken of it, because of course we weren't dealing so much with repelling demons as attracting them. So Vicky Johnson says, "Hello, Douglas."
Do you think so?
Yeah. So Vicky Johnson says, "Hello, Douglas. Thank you again for being here." So hey, Vicky, mwah, love you dearly. And Walter Mattis was writing down Barris Ferreris. Okay, so that was that. And now John is kind of with us.
Yeah, it's totally understood.
So John, how you doing? Thought he was with us. I mean, he's with us, but he's he can't really hear us because the speaker system.
Something with the headphones, perhaps.
It says everything. He's got so much. He's got so much. Oh, that's interesting. Nice electronics. Oh, that's overwhelming. So what?
Finished the house. Yeah, spent 10 hours working on the gutters and cleaning the gutters and fixing the gutters.
That's nice. That's not John. That's not John. He's channeling now. He's channeling. So
he's channeling.
Well, Well, this obviously can't go on too much longer. The interesting thing was I wanted to get a few more calories inside of me. So, can you say something while I chew a little bit more, Brendan? You know, keep people occupied. I'll go mute for a few minutes. Thank you.
Can't hear, I think.
But yeah, John, are you there? Hello?
Oh, fucking sounds muted. So.
But yeah, since John can't hear me, I can just talk about like what I was saying earlier. My friend like lost his. Yeah.
This one guy's asking you. He says, "Hey, smart boy," is the one guy in chat. Claudius Rogers says. He says,
okay.
"Hey, smart guy, how do you deal with medfly? Any fruit with color the medfly turns up? A tree net or yellow sticky traps? But what about birds getting stuck? You know, that sort of thing."
Oh, medfly. Neem oil spray. Yeah, look into getting neem oil. It's not very. It's a pesticide, but it's not very strong, so that's a good one to start with. It's more organic, so to speak. It's extracted from a tree. So I would try neem oil to keep stuff off the plants, and then you also have, there's various things you could do. That one's kind of a hard one because, if you don't want to throw a net over it, then that's, part of the situation. But I would try neem oil. I think that's like my best advice.
Oh, dear. The Daleks are invading. Cut off John Henry McMills Warrington. Oh my God, that was interesting, John. Thank you for that sound effect. That was very intriguing. Nice. Okay, so I'll hang up on poor John. Let me drop him off the call. How do we do that? How do I drop someone from the call?
You just go back to the Skype and then
here, remove
them.
Yeah, here we go. Remove the call. There we are. Okay, so that takes care of that. Oh my God, now I can breathe. Okay, you can go back to talking about medfly.
Well, I'm not very familiar with that type, but I know that neem oil in general is very good for bug resistance.
And that brings us back to, what was the spray you were using to kind of use as an antiseptic on your fruits? What was that?
That one was, I was using like a vinegar. So if you want to clean a fruit that's from the outdoors, you want to use like vinegar and water. Oh, wait, are you still there, John?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Yeah, how are you doing?
Fucking hell. Yeah, I'm
nice.
Good.
That was pretty intense for a second there. I thought I was like blasting off to space.
That was great. It was like industrial. I got like
yeah. Right, we should try mixing it.
I've got no idea who.
So what's it like over there now that you're on furlough? Tell us what England is like all around you.
It's all dead quiet, except for a few weirdos. That's pretty much England in a nutshell. Yeah, I mean, it's like I walk around in town in the sort of like the areas. Well, I walk around the centre of town. The actual layout of the town is sort of like a big O shape, I suppose, like a simple lap routine where it's like a simple O. It's a dual carriageway. So I can walk around town and not actually, go out very far. I won't see anybody apart from like the usual town regulars. It's not that the town goes all over the place, but it does go uphill. But that's in Montpellier. But if I'm in the centre of around the centre of town, all I see is dog poo.
Oh.
I hardly see any humans at all. It's more interesting trying to go shopping because obviously we've got the 2 metre rule, but everybody seems to be. Everybody who stays in town, and I think they stay in town deliberately, they will stand like less than 2 metres apart from each other in shops, and so I'll go in there, and I'll be browsing for this and that, usually booze, but They'll be like less than 2 meters away from each other. So I've blatantly breaking the 2 meter rule twice, and they're not even moving from their spot. They're not. They're standing there with their arms down by their feet. I think it's like a protest thing they're doing.
You make them sound like
it's weird. I mean, it's like, you know, if you saw it once or twice, you might think it was just some weirdos. But it's like every time I go shopping, there's people like that. Is it flaunting the law, whatever? Well, it's not quite law, but it's, you know, the government's saying, you know, you can't get any closer than 2 meters between each other. I just think it's hilarious. I mean,
it's like those people that's like, don't press the red button, and then they just have no choice. They're compelled.
Yeah. I think it's all conspiracy nuts are crawling out the woodwork as well with this one as well, with the 5G connection and all that. I mean, it's
right.
Like, what's 5G got to do with having a flu or, you know, some kind of virus? You know, it's like how's a telephone transmitter or whatever, telephonic signal transmitter transmit a virus?
Yeah.
You know, if they had that power, where they would do it like low orbital spaceships or something, you know, like satellites.
Right. There you go.
They wouldn't have to set up these stupid, like, I call them pitchforks. You know, the 5G towers shaped like pitchforks. Because I'm always looking for the symbology.
I heard people in England tried to like Molotov them or like firebomb them.
That's it. And that's the flaming torches. Because like in the Frankenstein book, you had the peasants who rejected.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, and so they advanced upon Frankenstein's castle with flaming torches and pitchforks, which is 5G. If you see a flaming 5G, it's a flaming torch and a pitchfork rolled into one.
Yeah, I see.
You see protruding fingers like a pitchfork.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit!
That's a perfect example of it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. So it's like these are like the rebellious peasants. Because you know, I know I've noticed this in scenarios. I mean, I listen to a lot of other shows. I'm not like I only listen to Douglas Dietrich. I mean, I've been around for ages. I listen to loads of those.
Yes.
Like global conspiracies and stuff like that. I think conspiracies are older even than me. I mean, I'm, you know, comparatively young compared to these conspiracies, but you know, like Charles Galton Darwin and you know, what is it? He did a book called The Next Million Years and stuff. I mean, like Alan Watt would regularly say, you know, oh, how well they got this plan that they can plan for the next million years. He's part of that plan because him going on his show every time he's on online, you know, saying about this is part of the programming. It's like propaganda, like beating down propaganda. But you know, it wasn't him; it was somebody else. It'd be somebody else. You know, it's no big deal. The funny thing with Alan Watt is he has this amazing relationship with the Rockefellers or something, and he was basically told that he had to hang around doing his show in Canada. Well, this guy, this secret guy, the Rockefeller wants to get trained up. This like has his training, this is indoctrination or whatever. He's not saying he hasn't said it directly, but it's been hinted at in a few of his shows, and it's not sort of obvious. You know, he's just hanging around. You're doomed. You're doomed. You know, this coronavirus is going to get worse and worse and worse. All the doomsayers in the truth movement are saying this as well. I'm not going to say it's not true, but you know, the coronavirus is important that you pay attention to what's happening in the media about it, because there's the coronavirus warnings, but if you don't apply to them now, there's going to be something worse, you know, coming down the pike, as they say in these shows.
Right.
So if you're not, you know, I mean, you might say, oh, washing your hands is so ridiculous, 2 meter rule, so ridiculous. But if you're not obeying these rules and you're doing it in public, other people in the public are seeing you doing it, you're disobeying these rules, and they'll be like, well, I don't really care if he goes missing or she goes missing, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
They got in my way so many times when I was queuing, and it's like, you know, 2 meter rule. Oh, yeah, it doesn't apply to you, doesn't it? Yeah, you come waltzing in right into my face, and you're like, because you're shopping for something, but it's just ridiculous. There's some stuff that happens when you're shopping, and it's how difficult can it be to understand this simple 2 meter rule? I mean, these people are so-called adults, and it's been weeks, 8 weeks or something, they've had lockdown now, and they can't adhere to this simple rule. If you're that thick at this one simple rule, how stupid are you in other ways?
Yeah. That's exactly it.
Yeah. That's part of what it's about.
People that feel jaded just having to follow a rule, it's like their whole world is turned upside down. It doesn't make sense.
I know. Suddenly they have this one rule they have to obey, and they become like Luke Skywalker.
Right.
They just start leaping all over the place, like Luke Skywalker, waving their arms in the air with their mobile phones like a lightsaber.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the point of it. I mean, the rules might seem silly at the moment because of the death cases and stuff like that, but I have actually investigated the rates of death, and they're accelerating quite alarmingly. But I'll get back onto that in a second. But I mean, if you can't obey these simple rules, then you're going to be no good in the future when the actual serious epidemics break out. When they're going to break out, because
there you go.
Yeah, because all these companies, these commissions, like the Trilateral Commission and the Council on Foreign Relations and United Nations and NATO and what was it? John Birch Society.
Them too, yeah.
All these other places, they're all in on it. I mean, they're not going to get in on it. They're all part of it. I mean, they've been planning the pandemic since I was born, at least, maybe before. Because, I mean, it's sort of obvious. I mean, if you want a global government, how are you going to bring a global government into effect? You have to have global commands issued, don't you? If you want to test that your global government's going to work. So what better test is it going to be have a global disaster? And this is a theme in a lot of movies as well. I mean, even Gatchaman, which most Westerners know as Battle of the Planets. Ugh.
That's right, Battle of the Planets.
I love that scene that you post.
Yeah.
I love that scene you post, the message of hope. Yeah. That one's like such a good scene. It's so perfect.
It is so. I think the word's poignant or something as well. It's apropos because that is exactly when they're talking about the problem with immigrants. Yeah, this was made in 1994, and they were saying the big problem with immigrants. We've got this global problem with immigrants, and that was exactly what the problem was before COVID-19 or the coronavirus.
Yeah, like the immigrants were causing a strain because there was like so many people moving due to
and nobody knew where they came from. It was the Muslim immigrants, and they're coming all over the world. Yeah, and they didn't have proper records for it. But if we had like a global ID system, then we would know exactly where these immigrants were coming from. Why didn't we have a global ID system? Because some people object to the globalism. That's the stuff I would expect to see in these sort of movies. These idiots! How dare they? How dare they obstruct the sacred route of progress? Yeah, and also the G network. I might as well point that out. Is G-Force. And you've got 5G. It's like there's 5 characters in Gatchaman. G5. Yeah. G5 is called Owl or the Owl Man or something, which is connected. I did a blog on it. Sort of blog. G5 is connected to the Owl, which is connected to Moloch, which is connected to Human Grove, which is what Alex Jones always goes on about. So this is something you should have known about. You should have guessed, because Alex Jones has spent hundreds of hours going on. I was strapped naked and had sex with other gay men in front of the giant owl in the Bohemian Grove, and he's always going on about it. So it's a big accomplishment that he broke into the Bohemian Grove. But if you understand these things, there's no way he would have accidentally got in there. The only reason he'd got in there is if he was supposed to get in there. It'd be a simple phone call. So we got Alex Jones here. Should we let him through this entrance, or should we let him through the other? Like entrance 13. Yeah, okay. We've got enough places for his fat ass.
They always use that same photo too.
Now. There's no way he's the most obvious sort of like front man for the New World Order that talks against the New World Order.
That's so true.
Yes.
Because he's like, they can't kill me because of my magical powers, my special relationship with Jesus.
Oh,
Yes.
It's pretty much exactly what he says. I mean, it sounds like so much bullshit what he says. I'm too powerful for them to kill. If they killed me, there'd be a revolution. But they weren't really. I mean, they took you off YouTube for about a year, and they weren't really.
I hope they banned him permanently. I thought that was what they had done,
No, he's sort of crawling back. He's crawling back. The thing is, I mean, Alex Jones, he's great because he's like an American symbol. He's a symbol of liberty and freedom and all this sort of thing. So that's the good thing about him. But when you actually listen to him, he's sort of rants and raves, and he goes into adverts every 10 seconds. So that's sort of putting people off listening to him. I've been reading like the comments he gets on his shows. I mean, he can come up with some really good information, like maybe 5% of the time. The rest
5%? Well, that's pretty lame.
Rest of the time, it's like, buy my penis pills.
Yes. That's pretty much where he's at. And
my amazing protein powder. It's too powerful to withstand. They reject it, and they want to get everybody budget.
He sounds like a Bond villain.
Oh no!
I can do a scary impression of Alex Jones. I thought that was great.
Yeah, he wouldn't have the class to be a Bond villain. Oh my God.
True. True.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? There's this other theory connected with coronavirus. There's two theories. It's like, firstly, it's directly connected to 5G, and then this 5G thing is carrying all around the world and transmitting viruses to people. I mean, I don't understand how electronic signals transmit a virus to people, but that's the theory. And the other one is that it's going to get everybody microchipped. You're going to have a microchip population because some toff whatever in the 90s said, we need a microchip population by 2030.
Right. My critique of that one, my critique of the microchipping is like, everyone already has a cell phone. They don't really have to work much harder than that. It could watch you, it could track you. I mean, you don't really need the chip.
Well, yeah,
So,
I mean, they've proven it.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's sort of back to basics. I mean, they've already proven
Yeah, exactly.
they can already order people around, and all you need is an authority figure, say, do this or do that. And people just obey. I mean, like in India, 1.3 billion people have been told to stay at home. So, like according to the media, 1.3 billion people have stayed at home. So, why would you need microchips?
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
They're already obeying. They just got some guy in authority saying, stay at home, and
Yeah.
And because they said that, all the people in the street, they see other people leaving their house. They go, hey, where are you leaving your house? Go back home.
Yes.
It's called self-policing, I think. But yeah, it's there's nothing new to it. I mean, it's even in the Bible. I think there was a story of like they had a symbol painted on the sides and top of the doors. They had blood of the lamb painted on the sides and tops of the doors, and everybody who did that was saved by the spirit of death, who just happened to be walking through. He was having a holiday. It was like, it's no big deal. It's a big day. I'll be seeing Mortis or something. So I'll just be cruising around town. Everybody who didn't have that covered died. Basically, he crept into their house because he crept in underneath or something. Even though all the other things covered.
Right.
But yeah. It was that sort of programming, and people just fall for it, generation after generation. So.
There you have it. And I want to thank you for coming on, John. It's been wonderful. It's 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. What I'm going to do is allow our friend Brendan to go to bed or back to his home, because I
must exit the stage to see if this is real mugwort.
Right. It's pretty dark where he's at. and I'm going to start monologuing. But I really appreciate your doing your guest appearance, and I want you to know you're always welcome here, and that if you want to do this more regularly now that you're on furlough, let's try that, and hopefully Lena Shea will be coming back more regularly too. And we can always kind of replay the night in the she shed where she was high and you were drunk and everything was going out of control. And as I said, it was just like I was in a dream, except I was fully dressed and everyone else was naked. So yeah, that kind of surrealistic reversal of roles, because it's usually
I don't know. If I had a dream that I was naked and walking through the street, it'd be like, oh, big deal. I actually have to hold myself back and remember to put on clothes, because I don't give a shit about being naked.
Oh yes, yes. Well,
but I never been naked in public knowingly without it being prearranged.
Right. Right.
I suppose I could say, yeah.
Yes.
Like beta breakers, or what? What are you doing over there?
I just don't care about wearing clothes or whatever, It's like embarrassment about it. I've got no body embarrassment, and I just don't care.
I guess I don't blame you. Honestly, in England, I think the people are so jaded, and their humor the humor is so warped.
They're so prudish anyway. I mean, it's almost like you sort of like, well, you've seen like the 80s heavy metal videos and stuff when people go out and they're like, rah! Everybody like shocked with long hair and stuff, and it's like, I've already got long hair, so I've already got that shock appeal. So it's just like, what the hell? Right. I mean, I can just go out in town totally normal with my hair tied back, and people are just like, ooh! What's wrong with you? It's like, the 80s never happened, sort of thing,
Yes. Well, by the way,
Holy shit.
So yeah, I mean, that sort of thing, just like really, it's basically, I just don't give a shit about other people's opinions about like how I look and stuff.
Understood. By the way, Sarah Shields said hello a long time ago, and I forgot to give her a kiss. I'm glad she's back among us, and we have, of course, the wonderful John Warrington along with Brendan Zoget to add all kinds of depth to tonight's.
Yeah, I can hear like these F1 cars going around in the background.
Yeah, right now, what you hear is Brendan Zoget is weaving in between fast-moving cars and trucks on the multi-lane freeway. He's
okay. Is he on a go-kart?
Yeah, there's like a lot of traffic, sorry. But I have to go, so thank you, John. Thank you, Douglas.
Yes.
Much love to everyone.
Yes.
And don't forget about hiring divine forces.
Yes.
Thank you, Douglas.
Yes, thank you. Love you like a son. And
much love.
Because Walter Matthews says, what the fuck? And Claudius Rogers says he'll try the vinegar and water. He says, thanks. And Veronica Bradera says, buenos noches. And of course, Sarah Shields and myself both say, buenos noches, Vera. And,
the vinegar is a good start if you don't want to use chemicals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He says
for any kind of insect or moth.
Yeah. And so he's going to try that, and I'm glad you were here to hear that. And so
50-50, you want to mix it with water. I mean,
right.
I realize that that's the best way it's going to work.
Right.
Is
you
have to mix it with water. Yeah.
So what I'll do is if I need you later on in the evening, I'll give you a call. Just let me know before you retreat into slumber. I'll say the same to Derek Talley. And for our dear friend Jonathan Warrington, the same. You have a blessed evening, and we'll be speaking again soon. And you're always welcome here for a guest appearance to help give us a good bullet point or two. And love the way you put the assholes into context, into perspective. I'm going to. So, Brendan, when I hang up this Skype call, I'll still be on, right? Because I'll still be streaming, right? I'm going to assume that's the case.
Yes, you will.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, you will still be on the air.
Okay.
And we'll confirm it. I'll text you on the...
Sounds good, because I'm going to hang up now. Jonathan Warrington, say goodnight to the audience. And Brendan, you already did. Thank you. And so, Jonathan, do you want to say goodnight to the audience?
Yeah, I was going to say a little parting thing. I probably got cut out.
Oh,
before.
okay, say it again.
Eating fruits. I mean, I don't think humans really need to eat fruits. I think that's it's monkeys that need to eat fruits. It's mainly what you get from fruits is citric acid, And so if you can balance out your own acid, your internal acid, you don't really need to have fruits. There's no real benefit from eating fruits. I think you get vitamin D, vitamin C, and vitamin A or something. But I mean, vitamin D you get from the sun. Vitamin C, you can get it, but it's sort of disposable. Another one is grains. I mean, humans don't need to eat grains. Grains are designed for rodents. the human stomach isn't designed to digest.
Yeah, some people react pretty poorly to both grains and fruits. So you're right. There are some people who really can't even tolerate grains and fruits. And I know that at times in my life I've been kind of sensitive to both. So I hear what you're saying. And
because every time I've tried grains, well, not every time, but I've noticed that since I've avoided them, I don't get inflammation of the stomach so much. I don't get it at all. But yeah, I used to get it really badly, I get burning sensations like in my lower esophagus area, lower throat. I was always, since I stopped taking eating grains or having fruit, then it's just stopped. So bread as well. It's quite interesting because like bread is so tied in with human history. Well, like the pharaohs used to often offer bread to the gods, to please them. But I don't know if humans actually need to eat bread. Really, I mean, it's in the Bible as well, isn't it? Like bread, you forgive, please, fry of daily bread. They ask thanks for their daily bread.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. And so it's kind of ingrained into us, to use the pun, to kind of eat these things. But the fruits have always been viewed as almost more like a decadent pleasure. Actually, back in the old days, it was more like not necessarily something. It was more like almost like drinking alcohol. It was like something that you would take in as kind of like for pleasure, but not necessarily for sustenance. So yeah,
it's good for cleaning your teeth. I think I remember that as a child. If I ate apple, I felt sick afterwards. I absolutely hate apples. I can't stand apples.
I know what you feel.
But I noticed the acid was good for my teeth, cleaning my teeth. But it was only because it's acid.
So
it's like kissed by an alien, from the movie Aliens, and xenomorph.
But yeah, I know how you feel about apples. Yeah, I'm not too keen on apples myself most of the time, so anyhow, love you dearly. You have a blessed night, and we'll be speaking to you again soon. Okay.
Okay.
And you're always welcome back here.
Yep.
Wonderful to have you with us. All right. And
okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Sorry about the technical problems. That wasn't my fault.
No worries. That had its own interest. It was.
I'm sure it made very interesting listening.
Yes, it was special effects. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay.